What's a really cheap item you can buy that can make you look incredibly rich? I have a family member who always asks for empties of fancy bottles of alcohol and then just refills them with the cheap stuff. You'd be impressed if you look at his bar, but it's all a sham. I do this and people always comment how great the $80 cab sav is when really it's $12, aka college frats. Not exactly an item, but travel. Americans grossly overestimate the cost of international travel and think you have tons of money because of it. I just spent a few days in a Scandinavian capital. Direct flight from NYC was less than $300, and hostel bed was less than $20. Most Americans spend far more than that traveling to Miami or Vegas or what have you, yet and comment on my finances when they see where I go. That sounds great, but you are enjoying the benefit of flying right out of NYC. Add a couple $100 to that flight to get out of Omaha, Denver or Dallas. Laugh in 3 bursts. Ha ha ha. Oh, Charles. Always suspected that Santa was probably just a billionaire scumbag. A butter cookie tin that has the actual cookies and not sewing materials. Still amazes me that everyone universally has a memory of being disappointed by opening those tins to find sewing supplies. I wonder where it all started, anyway, and make sure they're made in Denmark instead of that Indonesian crap they try to foist on you. Just call everyone old sport, and use dated figures of speech such as you'll be absolutely gangbusters, kid. Volunteer on a weeknight. Okay Gatsby. I'm late to the party. Spend money on getting your clothes tailored. I'm a money manager. The old school wealth doesn't wear anything that stands out. However, their clothes always have a perfect fit. The flashy guy that comes in with the big watch, driving the sports car usually has a ton of debt. Money talks. Wealth whispers. Tailor my t-shirts. I'm in. Can confirm. I've worked in custom clothing my whole life. The guy who comes in for the crazy flashy pattern and neon lining never has the money that the solid suit guys have. Tailoring tells me everything I need to know about you when you walk in the door. That and shoes. My colleague has these golden earrings with zirconia drops. I thought she either stole them from a grandma or her boyfriend must have gave them to her, but she told me those were actually really cheap from a drugstore. Custom jewelry is nice. My brother does this and made my wife a set of earrings of gold and black coral. Cost of materials, about $130. They are very nice looking and get attention from my wife's female friends. Old Navy is where I go. Price point is usually $5 to $20. I was gifted 1/2 carats diamond earrings once and they look exactly like my $12 earrings. Under cabinet lighting. I have rechargeable LED strips that I bought for $30 on Amazon, held up by magnets. They light up the backsplash counter below and scream. I had this custom lighting done by an electrician. Can you hit me with the link? I got motion sensing magnetic lights and put them everywhere. Trunk? Yup. Under cabinets? Yup. Makes being able to see which baking pan or junk in the trunk easier to see. A small table in your living room with a pitcher of water and 2 glasses. Really brings the trailer together quite nicely. Looks like a shrink's office with that setup. So I've been told. Winking face with stuck out tongue. A decanter and X200B. Edit. Some people mention the dangers of storing fluids in leaded crystal decanters. Since this got so much upvotes, I feel obliged to point this out. Only use leaded crystal decanters to decant. For a short time. Do not keep anything in it for a long time. Like you probably would do with liquor. Not all decanters are crystal. Not all crystal is leaded. Lead poisoning is real. Take care. Decanter? I hardly know her. Nice. Please smash the subscribe button to enjoy daily AskReddit content. A bowl of lemons. The room needed a pop of color. But then you gotta constantly be vigilant of those lemon stealing whores. A good haircut hairstyle. This isn't a one-time expenditure, though. You have to keep buying them to maintain the image. Crising balding. Apparently 3-ply toilet paper. One of my friends was at our house last year and after a bathroom trip, she told another friend, "Ooh, they've got money. They've got the good stuff. LOL. I'd never cheap out on toilet paper. Cufflinks. You will need the correct shirt, of course. Good point. All the top management at my work wear French cuffs with cufflinks, or just use a letter opener. Cake forks. Although only useful if you can get someone round your house and subtly place one in front of them. Obviously you can't drop them into casual conversation because what person that actually owns cake forks would think about owning cake forks other than to use them? You can never admit to polishing them yourself, unless you want to put on that you're just a little hard on luck at the moment and get some sympathy. You can easily drop this into conversation without having to invite someone over. Hey John, who's your cake fork guy? Is he good? But be prepared for them to respond, no Jim, I use a bad cake fork guy. The problem with this is, if someone is actually in your house eating your cake, they've probably realized you're not that rich because you live in a 1-bedroom apartment and are eating a Colin the Caterpillar with a cake fork on paper plates. Unflattering button-ups. For example, https://fm CNBC application CNBC resources IMG editorial the 20th of March 2017 104,353,215 Getty images 148,242,638 1910 x 1000 JPG. The Good Ol' Allen & Co conference aka the Billionaires Summer Camp in Sun Valley, where guys like Gates and Buffett have to wear name tags. Extra points to Warren for the layer underneath. I bought a metal razor and a box of 500 blades. It's gold in color, cuts nicely. I have a round stick of soap to lather with, and I feel like a millionaire when I use it. It was less than 20 pounds. A safety razor? Wicked edge my man. Lab created diamonds. They say it can even fool professional diamond dealers. It isn't as cheap as what others posted, but it can still save a lot of money. Charles & Colvard Moissanite. The one I have was $700. Its diamond equivalent is about 10k. I thought most lab created diamonds were actually just diamonds. Well, that's what I heard. It's not an item and it only costs your time, and that is being clean. Having a clean car inside and out, clean apartment house, and make sure everything smells clean. Basically taking care of yourself shows others you value yourself, and that will make them more inclined to believe you have value as well. Jewelry skillfully made with imitation gems. Not even imitation gems, synthetic sapphires, rubies are cheap, and the only way to tell they are synth is careful examination under UV light because they are too flawless. That great shirt billionaires always be duckin' wearing must be the comfiest duck-in shirt ever. Probably made of nanobots that massage and maintain their skin suits. https://shop. Brunella Cusinelli. No man fall winter collection top with pref 1 equals micro category and pref 1 equals short %20 sleeve %20 t-shirt. Trash bags for your bathroom trash can. Instead of grocery bags, I use Target bags instead of Walmart bags. That way it's classy. I feel very attacked at the moment between this and the other toilet paper post, as I sit next to my cheap toilet paper and trash can with a grocery bag in it. A credit card that is black in color. It doesn't have to be a black card, just black. Amazon Prime credit cards are black and made, at least partially, of metal. They're thicker and more hefty than a normal credit card. 2. I've gotten lots of comments on mine, although more of the "that's a cool card" variety than the "you must be rich" variety, or a credit card made out of metal. My Amazon one is metal and people always comment on it and how luxe it feels. Haha, joke's on you. It's maxed out at 5k. Leather gloves. Leather face mask with assisted breathing hole and a strap at the neck for extra fit. You know, I have a pair of authentic German Strangler bleach gloves. They were great until I wore them out, and now they let in cold from a tear in the stitching. Great for strangling hookers, bleachers, etc. Also they keep your hands warm. We send all of our correspondence out with a big ass wax seal on it. Looks like we're old money when we send out our Christmas cards. Monogrammed stationery is also not too expensive. The more understated the design, the better. After watching Tywin Lannister do this many times, I really thought about getting my own wax seal, but then I remembered that I only mail a letter out like once a year. Not an item exactly, but good posture, manners and proper etiquette is generally free to lean and practice and makes you look much more affluent. And X200B, you see it at weddings big time. Everyone is in a suit eating a fancy meal, but it is clear who is comfortable doing so and who is out of their element. Those who worry about stains and spilling on the suit are the imposters. Those who wear them like jeans and shirt are the money guys. I learned etiquette from my wife. It took a long time to be comfortable when dressed up and or at fancy places and not like I'm an imposter. A pineapple. You just also have to buy a time machine that would get you a few centuries back in time and you'll be all set. Rich people used to rent pineapples that would be put on display at parties. Meanwhile, all the servants at those parties were beeped about having to eat lobster. https://gizmodo. Lobsters were once only fed to poor people and prison. 1,612,356,919 for the 7th time that week. Imagine how rich you would look if you then started cutting it up and eating it, only to bring out another one after all is said and done. I assume anyone with a really weird pet is hiding an immense amount of wealth, even if they're super bummy. And X200B, you haven't met my sloppy neckbeard neighbor with a hedgehog, sugar glider, and iguana. Do skunks work? I've always wanted a skunk. Having 12 plus variations of teas to offer people when they come over. Blueberry, raspberry, ginseng, sleepy time, green tea with lemon, green tea with lemon and honey, liver disaster, ginger with honey, ginger without honey, vanilla almond, white truffle coconut, chamomile, blueberry chamomile, decaf vanilla walnut, constant comment, and Earl Grey. The way you speak. Why use lot word when few word do trick? Edit. Obligatory thanks for the silver. Kind stranger. How do you speak in a way that makes you look rich? One of those long cigarette holders. I got one of those for my friend as a gag for his birthday. Funny as hell to see him pull out his Cruella de Vil stick on lunch break. We work in construction. See also, cigarette cases. My best friend got me one for my birthday a couple years ago, and it looks so much classier than a cigarette package. I guess a Publix sub. Went in there just now for lunch. Got the Boar's Head Ultimate. Lady was like, you know the Publix Ultimate is on sale right now, right? Yup, I know. I just don't like the meat used in there. I want my boar's head. Lady laughs and goes, oh, you bougie, and makes me my sandwich. Feel super rich eating my $8 sub. For real, some people don't realize the difference because they have never had it. Once you bite into that $5 a pound meat versus that 2 inches 50 store brand, you see the difference. Publix chicken tender subs are life changing. A key for an expensive car. Then cover a pile of boxes with a tarp and stand next to it in your Porsche gear. The keys for expensive cars can cost 4 figures. A newspaper, namely the WSJ. Just keep it under your arm and go about your day. Never mind, it's always the 3rd of October. The Financial Times would work too. A money clip. Put big bills on the outside, then fill it with singles. Kramer, that's a 5. Buy a silver money clip and put a $50 bill in it. It's the ultimate way to stop a mugging. Grape happen. I can't be stopped in traffic and rolling my windows down all day. I've got rich person things to do. That Evian, that TED talk. An Arab headdress, keffiyeh, and white smock. You don't even need shoes, just sandals. Wander around London department stores and be treated like a king. Not sure they're falling for it with my red hair and freckles. I'm a white American woman. Will this still work? When you get the guac at Chipotle and don't even think twice about it. That's my goal financial bracket. Just a heads up, guac is free if you don't get meat. You can buy bootleg iron on Lacoste alligator logos and affix them to any nondescript polo. Boom, now you're wearing a shirt that looks like it's worth $60. LOL, or iron them onto random things. And X200B, alligator drapes alligator toilet paper. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. A Harvard sweatshirt. It's strange in the UK a cheap clothing store called Primark has Oxford, Yale, Harvard etc emblazoned over a lot of t-shirts. A Yale rowing t-shirt. Depends if you're looking for the I just released a new rap album Incredibly Rich or the Silicon Valley tech startup Incredibly Rich. I'd say designer shoes and a knockoff watch will go a long way unless you plan to walk around everywhere in a 3-piece suit with all the add-ons. OP asked what is something cheap? ? Designer shoes are not cheap. I was once unknowingly impressive to a girl because she thought my watch from Belk was some high-end piece from a brand I'd never heard of, and she was thinking, what's this guy doing wearing a watch like that in this dive bar? We only found out each other's story about it like a year later. Moisturizer. Even a cheap one will be enough. Majority of rich people have good skin. Bought moisturizer yesterday for the first time in my life due to dry skin more than ever before. This Shocks is awesome and I'm never going without it anymore. Edit. Thank you guys for the responses and tips. Motivated now to do some research and get some good products. You guys are awesome. Actually I agree with that because I have really dry skin due to my biological hyperactivity and most girls notice that my skin is like super hydrated and one time a girl even asked if I used something and later from a common friend asked if I was loaded or gay. One of those big sparkly $ necklaces. Or one that says AskReddit. Being underdressed. CEOs wear suits. Actual insanely rich people wear whatever the duck they want. In the Bay Area we have a game called Tech Millionaire or Hobo. I'm stealing this from another redditor but don't remember who wrote it so I can't give them credit here. Money talks, wealth whispers.